Hey everyone, welcome back to Discover Top 5, your go-to channel for the most fascinating and informative rankings across the globe. If you're someone who loves diving into the world's most intriguing facts, countries, cultures, and everything in between, then you've just found the perfect place. Today, we're bringing you another exciting list packed with fascinating details you won't want to miss. On Discover Top 5, we take you on a journey through the world's most captivating facts, offering a deep dive into a new topic each time. From the wonders of nature to the most incredible human-made feats, we explore the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Today, we're going to explore a critical issue that's affecting every corner of the globe: pollution. In this episode, we'll be revealing the top 5 countries where pollution has become a significant challenge. But we're not just talking about air pollution. We're diving deep into water contamination, industrial waste, and the environmental impact that's having a major effect on the lives of millions. Each of these countries faces unique environmental obstacles, and by the end of this video, you'll not only learn what makes these countries struggle with pollution, but also what's being done to tackle these challenges. So, if you're passionate about our planet's future, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode of Discover Top 5, ready to discover the top 5 countries that are dealing with pollution in ways you might not have known about. Let's jump right in.
Afghanistan has endured years of turmoil, and its environment has suffered greatly as a result. One of the major environmental concerns here is air pollution, particularly in cities like Kabul. The air quality in Kabul is so poor that it's killing more people annually than armed violence. The main sources of pollution are vehicle emissions, agricultural burning, and industrial activities. The streets of Kabul are clogged with cars, many running on low-quality fuels, and the smog in the city is thick and constant. During the winter months, the air quality worsens significantly because people burn wood and coal to keep warm, further adding pollutants to the atmosphere. But the environmental concerns don't stop with air pollution. Water contamination is another significant issue. About 80% of Afghanistan's water is contaminated, which is a huge problem in a country that relies heavily on agriculture. The Kabul River is a major victim of this pollution, as it is often used as a dumping ground for waste, leading to high levels of groundwater contamination. The lack of proper water treatment infrastructure has exacerbated this issue, leaving many without access to safe drinking water. The impact on people's health and their livelihoods cannot be overstated. Waste management is also a problem. Afghanistan struggles with both solid and hazardous waste disposal. Much of the waste is disposed of informally in urban areas, which not only pollutes the environment but also contributes to flooding and increases the incidence of diseases like diarrhea and respiratory infections. The financial barriers to tackling this issue are enormous, and in some cities, authorities would have to spend up to 3 times their annual income just to address these waste issues. Afghanistan faces a monumental task in cleaning up its environment. Moving on to Mongolia, a country known for its vast steppes in nomadic culture, but beneath this picturesque image lies a serious pollution problem. Ulaanbaatar, the capital, faces some of the worst air pollution in the world, particularly during the winter. The city is surrounded by mountains, which trap the cold air and pollutants, resulting in a thick, suffocating layer of smog. The primary source of pollution in Ulaanbaatar is the coal-burning stoves used by residents, especially in the Jur districts, where many people live in traditional yurts without access to central heating. The problem is so severe that Ulaanbaatar often ranks among the most polluted cities in the world during the winter months, and air quality can be so bad that schools are sometimes closed to protect children from the harmful effects of pollution. Efforts have been made by the government to address the issue, such as promoting cleaner heating alternatives and improving public transportation, but progress has been slow. Furthermore, water pollution is another pressing issue in Mongolia.
The mining industry, which plays a huge role in the country's economy, contributes significantly to water contamination. Many rivers and lakes are contaminated by runoff from mining operations, which contain heavy metals and other pollutants, posing a risk not only to the environment but to human health as well, particularly for those who rely on these water sources for fishing and agriculture. Next is Rwanda, a small landlocked country in East Africa known for its lush landscapes and rolling hills, but it too faces significant environmental challenges. Air pollution is a major concern, with PM 2.5 levels reaching up to 7.4 times the recommended limit by the World Health Organization. This pollution is mainly caused by industrial emissions, vehicle exhaust, and the widespread use of wood and charcoal for cooking. These pollutants pose serious health risks, and air pollution is actually the second leading risk factor for premature death in Rwanda, responsible for over 8% of deaths in 2017. Rapid urbanization and population growth have made these problems worse, increasing the pressure on natural resources and infrastructure. However, Rwanda's environmental problems don't just stop at air pollution. The country also faces water pollution. Although it's not as severe as air pollution, water contamination is still a significant concern. The loss of national parks, forests, and wetlands, partly due to population displacement and resettlement, has led to decreased biodiversity and made the country more vulnerable to climate change impacts like floods and droughts. Soil degradation and erosion are also pressing concerns that are impacting agricultural productivity and food security. Despite these challenges, Rwanda has made notable strides in improving sanitation. As of 2022, 72% of households have access to basic sanitation facilities, up from 54% in 2014-15, but there's still a long way to go in addressing the broader environmental concerns. Let's now move to Mali, a West African country that faces its own set of environmental challenges. Mali's landscape is dominated by the Sahara Desert, and as a result, desertification is a constant threat. The encroaching desert affects agriculture, which is the backbone of Mali's economy, leading to food insecurity for many communities. Water scarcity is another significant problem, with the Niger River, which provides water to millions, suffering from pollution due to agricultural runoff and waste disposal. This contamination is impacting both human health and aquatic ecosystems. In addition to natural challenges, Mali is also affected by significant political and social instability. The ongoing conflict in the northern regions of the country has displaced thousands, placing additional pressure on already scarce resources. Deforestation is rampant as people cut down trees for fuel and construction, which further exacerbates soil erosion and the loss of biodiversity. Despite these daunting challenges, there are efforts underway to promote more sustainable practices, but progress has been slow, and these efforts are often hindered by the country's complex socio-political landscape. Egypt, with its ancient pyramids and the majestic Nile, also faces serious pollution problems. Air pollution is a major issue, particularly in cities like Cairo, which has a population of over 23 million people. The primary culprits of air pollution are particulate matter, especially PM 2.5 and PM 10 emitted by transportation, industry, and the open burning of solid waste. Road transport alone contributes to 33% of PM 2.5 pollution, and many of the vehicles in Egypt are old and inefficient, spewing large amounts of harmful emissions. Industrial pollution is another significant source of contamination. Egypt's industries, particularly those based on natural resources such as iron, steel, and cement, contribute significantly to air pollution. Despite efforts to control emissions, many industrial plants lack proper waste treatment facilities. In addition to this, agricultural practices like the slash and burn method contribute to the pollution, especially in the Nile Delta and Cairo. These methods release smoke that further contributes to the already thick haze over the region. Egypt's geography exacerbates the problem. Being close to desert regions means frequent dust storms, which blow in large amounts of fine particles, worsening air quality. On top of that, the effects of climate change, particularly irregular precipitation, have led to less rain, which normally helps wash away pollutants. Despite some efforts, such as the Greater Cairo Air Pollution Management Initiative, the country still faces a long battle ahead when it comes to reducing air pollution. Pakistan, a country that often ranks high on global pollution indices, faces some severe environmental challenges. Air pollution is a particularly pressing issue in cities like Lahore and Karachi, which consistently rank among the most polluted cities in the world. The primary sources of pollution are vehicle emissions, industrial emissions, and the burning of crop residues. Pakistan has a rapidly growing population and urbanization, which has led to a sharp increase in the number of vehicles on the roads, resulting in higher emissions of carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, and other harmful gases. Industries, particularly brick kilns, steel mills, and power generation plants, are significant contributors to air pollution. Many of these industries rely on outdated technologies and lack proper emission controls, leading to large amounts of pollutants being released into the air. Additionally, the practice of burning crop residues after harvest contributes to smog during the winter months, trapping pollutants close to the ground and making air quality even worse. Moving on to Nigeria, one of Africa's largest and most populous countries, we find that pollution is one of the most pressing challenges facing the nation. In cities like Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, air pollution levels have reached critical levels. The industrialization and high population density contribute significantly to poor air quality. Vehicle emissions are one of the main culprits, especially given the country's poor public transportation infrastructure. Burning fossil fuels for power generation and industrial activities further exacerbates the situation. Lagos is one of the world's most polluted megacities, with air pollution in some parts of the city exceeding whose safety limits by up to 10 times. But air pollution isn't the only concern. Water pollution in Nigeria is widespread, particularly in the Niger Delta region. Oil spills from oil extraction and refining operations are devastating the environment, poisoning both the soil and water sources. The oil industry has caused massive contamination of water bodies and the destruction of local livelihoods, as many people in these areas depend on fishing and agriculture. Illegal dumping of industrial waste also contributes to the pollution of rivers, lakes, and even drinking water sources. This issue is compounded by Nigeria's ongoing struggle with sanitation and waste management. In addition to this, the Nigerian government has struggled with ineffective environmental policies and weak enforcement of environmental laws. Although there are national and international efforts to clean up the Niger Delta and combat pollution, progress remains slow, and these environmental issues continue to harm the health and well-being of millions of Nigerians. India, the second most populous country in the world, is no stranger to severe environmental issues. The country faces some of the highest levels of air pollution globally, with cities like Delhi, Kolkata, and Mumbai frequently ranking among the most polluted cities in the world. Vehicle emissions, industrial discharges, and crop burning are the primary contributors to particulate matter PM pollution, particularly in the winter months when air quality reaches hazardous levels. In Delhi, air pollution regularly exceeds the WHO's safety standards, with the smog becoming so thick that it can impair visibility and lead to serious health problems, including respiratory diseases, cardiovascular diseases, and premature death. The problem is not limited to air pollution alone. Water pollution is another severe issue affecting the country. India's rivers, particularly the Ganges and Yamuna, are heavily polluted by untreated sewage, industrial waste, and religious offerings. It's estimated that over 70% of India's water is contaminated in some way, putting millions at risk of waterborne diseases. The Ganges has long been a symbol of cultural significance, but the level of pollution in the river is so high that the water is unsafe for human consumption in many parts of the river basin. India also faces waste management challenges, with plastic pollution and the improper disposal of e-waste contributing to environmental degradation. China, the world's most populous country, is known for its rapid industrialization and urbanization, which has come at a significant environmental cost. Air pollution in cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen is a serious concern. For years, China has struggled with high levels of particulate matter PM 2.5, which are a result of coal burning, industrial emissions, vehicle exhaust, and construction dust. The airpocalypse events that have occurred in major cities where air quality has reached hazardous levels have become infamous. These smog episodes reduce visibility, create respiratory hazards, and put pressure on the healthcare system. China's rapid economic growth has also led to significant water and soil pollution. In many areas, heavy metals and chemical waste from factories have contaminated water sources, affecting both drinking water and agricultural irrigation. The Yangtze River and the Yellow River are two major water sources that have faced substantial pollution, resulting in declining water quality and loss of aquatic life. Soil contamination caused by the widespread use of pesticides and fertilizers in agriculture has also raised concerns, particularly regarding food safety. In recent years, however, China has started addressing these issues with a national push for clean energy, better pollution controls, and investment in environmental technologies. Despite this, the country still faces a long road to reducing its pollution levels and mitigating the effects of climate change. Bangladesh, a densely populated country in South Asia, faces serious environmental challenges that threaten both its people and its natural resources. Air pollution is one of the most pressing issues, especially in cities like Dhaka and Chittagong. The major sources of air pollution are vehicle emissions, industrial waste, and brick kilns, which burn wood and coal. Dhaka, with over 20 million residents, often experiences poor air quality, especially during the winter months when fossil fuel burning is at its peak. Particulate matter PM10 and PM2.5 levels are extremely high, contributing to respiratory diseases and other health issues. Additionally, water pollution is a severe issue in Bangladesh. Industrial waste, sewage, and agricultural runoff contaminate the rivers and lakes, leading to unsafe drinking water and poor sanitation. The Baraganga River, which flows through Dhaka, is heavily polluted with waste from tanneries, textiles, and other industries. Flooding, which is a frequent occurrence in Bangladesh due to its low-lying geography, often worsens the situation by spreading pollutants and contaminating drinking water. Climate change is another major threat to Bangladesh, with rising sea levels threatening to inundate large parts of the country. The deltaic geography of the country makes it particularly vulnerable to cyclones and storm surges, which not only cause loss of life but also exacerbate environmental degradation by pushing saltwater into fresh water sources. These challenges have led to growing displacement, particularly in coastal areas, and pose a major risk to the country's food security.
Well, there you have it, folks, the top 5 countries dealing with pollution in ways that truly highlight the importance of protecting our environment. It's a serious issue that affects everyone, and as we've seen today, each country faces its own unique set of challenges. But the good news, change is possible. And the actions taken by governments, organizations, and individuals around the world can make a difference. It's crucial that we all stay informed and engaged, as even small steps in our daily lives can lead to big changes. Whether it's reducing waste, supporting sustainable practices, or advocating for cleaner air and water, every action counts. Remember, environmental responsibility isn't just the job of governments or big corporations, it's something we all have a part in. Before we wrap up, I'd like to hear from you. What do you think can be done to tackle pollution on a global scale? Drop your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about how we can all contribute to a cleaner, healthier planet. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Discover Top 5 for more exciting and eye-opening content. We've got plenty more lists coming your way, from the world's most breathtaking natural wonders to the most mind-blowing facts about our planet. And hey, don't forget to click that bell icon to stay updated on all our latest uploads. Trust me, you won't want to miss what we have in store next. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Together, we can all make a difference in the world around us. And it all starts with awareness. I hope to see you in the next video, where we'll dive into another fascinating topic that's bound to leave you amazed. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and take care of our planet.